Good morning. I think it's still morning. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. I'm Zuri Bibi, and I'm here to talk about some more inner child stuff. My last video, I got a little personal about my own personal journey, and so, after reflecting on what I was going to do next, I didn't know what I was going to do next. So while I was getting ready this morning, I was talking to myself, and I remembered a incident that happened it's been about a week. Friday. It happened Friday, so the 2nd, I think, August 2nd. Um, I'll talk about that. Went to go get a beauty service done. I'm still on self-care, taking care of myself. And I decided to splurge and do something. And while I was with the technician, she began asking me what church did I go to, and what did I believe, and blah blah blah. And if you went to my last video, you would know my response. I was kind of dry about what my belief was. And I told her I necessarily have my own belief. I do believe in God, but as far as following man's rule and things like that, I'm not at that point in my life right now. And she kept saying, well, maybe, you might want to come to my church. And she named the church, and it's a prominent church in the city. I won't name it. You might have people that go there that are still on that journey. And there's nothing bad about that church. It's just that I'm not at that place anymore. She talked about being a prophet and all this other stuff, and a prophetess and everything, and her having gifts of this and that and the other. And I told her, I have those gifts too. I just decide to use them at home. I have church at home. I am the church. That's basically what I told her, and she kind of glossed over. But she started talking about an issue she was having with somebody she was going to marry, and blah blah blah. And I said, well, that, in my mind, I'm saying this sounds like a twin flame situation. And I mentioned it to her, and she was like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, okay, well, maybe when I come back, because I'm gonna go back for the service again, and I'll see where she is on her journey, or if she even researched it or not. Because she was a nice lady, but she was just kind of weird, pushy, as far as, you should come to the church and we do this and this and this. And I was like, no, thank you, but no thank you. So I guess I'm talking about rooted belief systems, because she was rooted in that belief system and I was not. I've moved on to another belief system. How do I want to start this? We can see, as far as the inner child issue, dealing with the inner child, we can see how a rooted belief system could affect your journey as a twin flame, especially the divine masculine and divine feminine. As I was shuffling these cards earlier, um, divine masculine popped in. I didn't ask him to, I didn't invite him, but he know how to get here. He done figured it out, how to, what to do. I'm turning this over because I don't necessarily want to be on camera for this. Where is my, here we go. I ain't trying to flash y'all. I'm dressed, but anyway, I'm at home, I'm comfortable. What can we talk about? Rooted belief systems. Can I have 5 cards on rooted belief systems that I can talk about? Spirit. What about rooted belief systems? What's the storyline on that? And how does it affect twin flames? Rooted systems and the twin flame journey, and healing your inner child. Let me do it that way. Get these last two. How does it affect? Rooted belief systems. Okay, so what we have bad health, privileged lady, lovers, despair, and courtship. Now, how can this do with rooted belief systems? I'm going to move this around. Alright, so it was some type of courtship with a privileged lady caused despair. And so it looks like many lovers cause bad health. So this could be a divine feminine or a divine masculine. Because a rooted belief system is you're supposed to court a privileged lady, but maybe this person didn't want to do that. He didn't want to court that privileged lady, so he went and got other lovers, which causes him bad health, or is going to cause him bad health. You know, back in the day, people were forced to marry people that they didn't want to marry, and they ended up doing, they wanted to follow that was a belief system that they were told to follow. And a lot of men and women, because if you look at the news, I don't watch TV anymore, but my phone does beep, so I can see the messages. Somebody just fled London or somewhere, from a Middle Eastern. There's something going on with a Middle Eastern issue. A lady fled and is asking for asylum. She don't want to go back. I guess she was forced to marry that man or whatever. I don't know. But apparently, that's an issue. That's a issue that a lot of people have been forced to do. Court somebody, not even really court them. They just had to, their parents picked out somebody for them to marry, and they married them. They didn't want to, and they got into that, and they decided they didn't want that. So, they went and found lovers, and doing that, it stressed them out. So, they got bad health. So, that looks like the storyline that's going on right there. So, I'll actually pull out these and pull out some cards and see if there's any further clarification on it. People on their journey are experiencing these issues. More information on, rooted beliefs. What's going on with these rooted beliefs, divine masculine and divine feminine? How is this affecting the inner child? Rooted belief systems and the twin flame journey. What's going on with this one? Bad health and rooted belief systems and twin flame journey. All right, so this is what I'm getting from this. Um, Somebody that's in courtship that had to court somebody, they're in hermit mode about this. It's caused them to reflect on what happened. They're in hermit mode because they don't want to court the other person. They want to be with their flame. And even though they've been told that this is a privileged lady, they really want to be with their flame. They're listening for her or him, them. And they feel so defensive and bound. They're bound to this situation. That's how they feel. I mean, they're not really bound. They can get out of it, but that's how they feel. And this is causing them despair because they only want to be with their flame. There we go. Somebody bothering my voice again. They want to only focus on the one cup, but they got all these cups here. But that's the cup that they want to focus on. But because they're being forced to do all these other things, it's causing them despair because they only want to focus on one cup. And of course, the lovers got the lovers. They want to be with their lover. They want to be with their flame. Yep, there's the birds there. And there they are. And they don't necessarily want to be, because there's an X and there's a rainbow. They want their happy ending, but they don't necessarily have to court and marry. That, but they do want to be together. And because they're not able to do that stuff, they're having bad health and nightmares. Because they got this person right on their neck, right by them, watching their every move. It's kind of sad. I'll clarify this. What's going on with the hermit? How we can clarify this hermit. The hermit clarified he wants, he's in contemplating on how he can get this. And how can we deal with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands? Bound, Nine of Wands. Bound and stressed. They want to be in their truth about this situation, that they don't want to be in it, but they haven't made a decision yet on how to get out of it. Got their eyes closed, but at least the swords are up. They want to be truthful, and he's being truthful as well. This is what they want. They want to make a decision. He's holding the world in his hand, looking far off. That's what he wants. And he's trying to figure out how to do it. He wants a passionate beginning with his lover. What's going on? Let's clarify the lovers. He's in this energy. Queen of Swords. She ain't no joke. She's saying, what you gonna do? Because there's a bird right there flying off. Where you can see the bird. That's the flame. That's where you know, what's going on with that. All right. All right. Got the hermit again. So they're going back into hermit mode because of these nightmares. That's what's happening right now. So somebody's twin flame is dealing with all these issues, and this is something dealing with a childhood issue of deep rooted beliefs. And it's funny, there was only one tree here. This one, the Nine of Wands. Look at all these trees here. They're defensive because there's just so much going on. All right, how can they heal this? You know, which angel um, Ascended Master and Mandela can help? What can what can they use to help them? All right, they have the Untamed, and that is Goddess Freya and Amber. Number 48. The Untamed. We bring you the empowerment of the untamed. To be untamed is to be true to oneself without condition. It is freedom, but it is not always easy. There are many belief systems, some of which are considered to be essential and beyond question to mainstream human society, which would mark an untamed spirit as a dangerous and suspicious creature, even though the untamed spirit serves unconditional love. Yet to be untamed is the only way to discover who you are and live your divine destiny. Behind the clothing, the social mask, and the stories you tell yourself or that others tell you, there is a beautiful, wild, divine creature that wants out. Uncage that divinity and watch your wild beauty emerge as you and your world transform through raw grace. So whoever this is, they need to lock into this um, oracle. And this is a goddess. This is 888, the number 888. You know, they need to claim their untamed goddess abilities through their ascended masters. I like these cards. You know, they have a lot to say. You know, they really give you a way to look at things from a different point of view. You know, because this person feels like they're tied to whatever it is that they're in, but they're not. You don't have to. You can get out of it. What do the diva forgot what these cards are. Oh Lord. What do the guys have to say? Oh, you're never alone. You know, whatever, you know, even though they kind of feel when they go into these hermit mode and they're in despair, they're not alone. There's always somebody to talk to. You know, they can get out of this. You know, if they search within. This is somebody that doesn't know who they are. You know, it sounds like a divine masculine who's lost. Because this is a lot. It's only a few female cards out here. Most of these cards are male cards. So that this is a man that's dealing with this issue. All right. What can we? What kind of healing crystal can we use? Courage. Tiger's eye. So this tiger's eye Use the tiger's eyes, courage, spirit to help him. This crystal can help him give courage to make the right decision so he can make the choices that he wants to make instead of someone else making the choices for him, because that's what it looks like. These choices were made for him already, and he don't want this. Let's see. Last one, and then I'll be done with the reading. What else can they use? What other crystal? Alrighty. Canberra Jasper 42. It's interesting. Looked like it got a face on it, like a skeleton or something. That was kind of scary. I don't know if you all see that, but that's what I saw. Let's see what this is. I've never seen this one before. 42. Ancient Echoes. Kambala Jasper attunes your personal biorhythms to the natural cycles of the planet. This crystal also facilitates deep clearing of your karmic body and the ancestral line. So apparently this is something that's been done. It's in their ancestral line of this person's family. When you live in your head rather than the physical world, your cellular structure becomes unstable and your metabolism is thrown off balance. You may not be assimilating oxygen or nutrients such as minerals and vitamins. Remember that ideas are nutrients too. Disruption of your autonomic nervous and immune systems may be caused by ancient traumas and family dramas. Like I said, this is something that's ancient. Getting in touch with the ancestors and understanding the processes of creation helps you to recognize the value of recycling the past to create a more potent future. Check out what has passed down the ancestral line and utilize homeopathic healing for miasms such as tuberculosis. Healing insight. By changing how you view things, you dramatically improve your well-being. So if they rethink how this is done, they can get out of this. They don't have to deal with this rooted belief. This is somebody else's belief system. And the frequency of this stone is earthy. This chakra is the base heart, alto, major, and casual. The timing is winter. And this soul path is reconnecting to ancient wisdom and the roots of beings. So yeah, this is a way to, learn about their rooted belief system so that they can change it. I lied. I have one more thing to do. The Rebel card. Oh, no. We're not doing all that. I'll keep that one because it fell over. And it is The Word Wants to Be Written, number 42. What is 4242? I'm going to have to look that up. Anyway, let's see. 42. The Word Wants to Be Written. You might have been taught that creativity is something that you have to work hard to access, or that finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet what you are is within you and wants to come out at every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It is more about allowing space for it to manifest and to let the energy flow. The real struggle is not in finding something. It is more about letting go of the idea that you need to search for your path in the first place. You see, the process of activating your life path is a natural one. The effort is in getting out of the way, not in making something happen. As for being yourself, that is the foundation from which your true life path will reveal itself. Being yourself becomes easier when you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances. especially the ones where you might be more tempted to reject and judge. Give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values, irrespective of whether they meet with general social acceptance. So, if you this is not what you believe in, you don't have to worry about what others um, their opinions are. This is your belief system, so bump what they're talking about. Um, you get to decide how you want to do this. If you don't get scared and change your mind. If you are experienced, if you experienced controlling, oh, let me back up. This oracle brings you the message that what you are dreaming of or seeking to do, create, live, or manifest is actually very natural for you. That is why you want to do it. If you experienced controlling and manipulative forces as you were growing up, inner child issues, you would have found it hard to access your natural state at the time. You would have been too busy trying to adapt and get through the trials of childhood. Like I said, this is a deep rooted system. So you were told to do this, and even though you didn't want to do it, you were trying to adapt so that you can do it. But you're getting sick, and you fighting it. You getting love, going to other lovers and things. Um, when you finished navigating childhood and started to let go of who you were taught to be in order to become who you really are, you may have found your life path was not easily accessible. This is simply because your true and natural self was covered by layers of shame from the early conditioning that you had to be other than you are in order to win love or be acceptable. So if you didn't run with the program, you were ostracized. That's what it sounds like. However, that natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there within you. Now it is just about chipping away at the walls of shame, perhaps with a defiant, who the hell cares? I am here and I'm going to love myself anyway. This allows you to risk bearing the feeling of any shame that arises as you release old emotional wounds and break away from any restraints to unconditional self-love. The sacred rebel within can empower you to love yourself no matter what, simply because you want to. You might decide to declare, I'm still lovable, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. This will send an energetic message to whomever shamed you in the first place, whether they were meant to or not. Your message could be going to a parent, school teacher, sibling, friend, lover, or anyone else that was struggling enough with their own shame wound that they couldn't help but dump it on you. You can be free to realize the old shame is just an emotion, not a truth, and you can defy any hold it has ever had on you and your ability to love yourself. This oracle brings you the guidance that you are now powerful enough to break the cycle. It is time to stop the shame and claim yourself in love instead. This is powerful. Just remember that. This is the end of my reading. I hope that this benefits you in any way, shape, and form. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.